Hi everyone, welcome to the first My 5. This is a new monthly series I'm starting where at the end of the month I share a green product I've been liking, a brand or company that I think is doing some great things, a book or documentary I recommend, something new I've learned, and a person, a blogger or YouTuber that I've been following. So let's get started. The product I want to talk about is argan oil, and I've been using oil as a moisturizer for about 2 years now. I tried a few different ones, and for quite a while I was mixing argan oil and jojoba oil together, but I found that just argan oil is also really good for my skin. I use it as a daily moisturizer, and I also use it in my hair kind of as a conditioner. And I'll be talking more about my hair care in an upcoming video. But I find argan oil is really good for my combination skin, and I might still mix it again with jojoba oil in the summer because jojoba oil does have a little bit of SPF. If you're interested in trying oil as a moisturizer, I'll include a link below to a really helpful website that I found, which talks about the different kinds of oils and which are good for different kinds of skin. I like having a product that's only one ingredient. It's natural, super clean, really versatile, and a little goes a long way. I don't really have a brand preference. I'd like to try a few different brands actually just to see what the difference is, if there is a difference. I like this one. This is T Natura because it is fair trade, I believe. But I think the only thing you want to make sure when you're buying oils like this is that it's cold pressed. Obviously, organic is good too. And also be aware of the shelf life because different oils will last longer than others. A slow fashion brand I want to share with you is Mud Jeans. They're based in the Netherlands and have a unique jean leasing and recycling program, which I think is really interesting. I found out about them around a year ago at the Ethical Fashion Show in Berlin and was really intrigued by their innovative business model. You can buy a pair of jeans or you can lease a pair of jeans for a monthly fee, and if you want to, you can switch to a new pair after 12 months or keep the pair. They're also really focused on the end life of the jeans, and they'll resell the used jeans with interesting mending, or if they can't be resold, they recycle them into other products like sweaters. And if you bought your pair of jeans instead of leasing them, you can send them back to the company when you're no longer wearing them or they're completely worn through, and they'll recycle them for you. They also have really good transparency and use organic cotton, which is great. This fall, I finally finished Overdress, The Shockingly High Cost of Cheap Fashion by Elizabeth L. Klein. And I thought it was really interesting how it talks about where fast fashion came from and how it kind of evolved into the business model that is very prevalent now. And also all of the different components that work together to make it a very successful but also very destructive industry. I'd recommend this book if you're interested in learning more about some issues in the fashion industry and what goes on in fast fashion. It didn't offer a lot in terms of solutions and what we can do to change the industry, which I thought was a little disappointing, but it's still a good book to read. Something new I learned is that there was a study done on how consumers who choose to be willfully ignorant about how their clothes were made are then more likely to put down and ridicule people who do try to shop more ethically. And I found out about this through an article that was posted in the My Green Closet Facebook group, which I will link below if you're interested in joining. Now, the results of this study were not surprising to me, and I've experienced this firsthand, but I think it's really interesting that they're studying things like this, and hopefully this will improve the way that we communicate about issues. This study was done by Ohio State University, and I'll link to more information below. What I found most interesting about it was that their conclusion was that people who feel bad about not doing the right thing will then kind of strike out at other people who did the right thing in order to make themselves feel better. But then in an additional study, they found that the people who did that are then less likely to support that same cause in the future. For me, this really reinforced the importance of having positive conversations around ethical issues, because if people feel attacked or get defensive, it's not going to help, and it also might shape their choices in the future. I'd really love to hear your thoughts on this and what your experience has been having conversations with people about ethical or sustainable issues. Do you find people are generally pretty open and interested in talking about it, or that they maybe want to ignore it or get defensive about their choices? I think it's a really interesting topic because the way that we talk about things and communication around ethical issues, I think is really important. Finally, the person I want to share with you is Catherine, and she has a blog called The Blissful Mind, which I've really been enjoying. She has a lot of great content about minimalism, mindfulness, and also productivity, which I appreciate because I think the thing I most struggle with is finding a balance between working hard, being productive, and building my career, and relaxing, enjoying life, and just being present. So I'm always looking for inspiration and ideas on how to navigate that balance. I really like her approach to routines and flexibility, and that she often recommends going for a walk because that is one of my favorite things to do to relax and refocus, and it's nice to have a reminder to get outside for a bit. So if you'd like to check out her blog or any of the other things I mentioned, I'll include links below. I hope you guys find this new series helpful, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Also, if you're not yet subscribed, it would be great if you could hit that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.